What up, fam? I'm back. This video, I don't know how long this video will be, but I came on here to talk about honestly the way that the devil is just like running amok or whatever in the spiritual streets, and so also affecting what's happening in the physical streets as well. So, one, I wanted to address I watched this sermon by Stephen Darby that is called "Gay is the New World Order" or whatever. So like I was just spazzing, so to speak, or whatever, again, which really again has something to do with the demons attacking me or whatever. But again, just essentially how like the whole world is gay, and like, I don't know, what was it, the 80s or the 90s or whatever, when they had the thing where, like, the people had their signs and their pitchforks or whatever about, like, pray the gay away, and how there was, like, an actual movement that was about, like, how it was an absolute sin to be gay or whatever. And then, the devil organized a whole bunch of little agendas or whatever to, quote unquote, make those people who were preaching that gay was a sin, who were preaching that you can indeed pray the gay away, how Satan came up with a satanic agenda to basically, quiet those people and make those people go away, and bring in the pride rainbows, and, taking the rainbow from God and perverting it and whatnot. And so, essentially, I just would like to say that, I have dealt with, quote unquote, like being gay or whatever, and, even, feeling or whatever, like, I was born gay and this is just the way I am and all this other stuff. But no, it's a spirit. It's a spirit of homosexuality. And, that's pretty much it. There is no way to sugarcoat this. And the crazy thing about the devil is when somebody is preaching this or saying this to you, everything is not a sermon, by the way. But when someone is saying this to you or whatever, like, the fact that so many people believe that, like, when I say being gay is a sin or whatever, and it could lead your soul to hell, they will literally look at you like you absolutely hate them. And I'm like, dude, no, what hates you is Satan that is around here convincing you that it's okay, that it's okay, that it's okay to be gay and all this other stuff when it is not okay. So it's crazy that, again, Satan has converted people's minds into believing that Satan loves them when Satan does not. So I was just like, and again, this may have already hit other people or whatever, but it just hit me like a minute ago that, spiritually speaking, so many people think that abuse is love. So that is why it plays out in their physical lives and in physical reality. They literally think that Satan loves them. It's like they have somehow converted some weird thing where, instead of it being the actual Christ Jesus who died for their sins and who died to, release them from any type of demonic oppression and bondage, and to save them from dying in their sins and whatnot, they think that, Satan somehow did all this for them when he did not. So it's just a crazy, crazy thing going on. And, when that revelation hit me, I just was like, and obviously I've heard that before, but, I feel like this is like, the first time where I just have ever spent so much time, like, thinking about stuff being spiritual as well or whatever and stuff like that. So when it just occurred to me that, oh no, like, people think that abuse is love in the spiritual realm, which is why they think that way in physical reality. So I'm just on here to pretty much put out that abuse is not love. Satan doesn't love you. So, and again, because of what I'm going through or whatever, like with the demons and stuff, like the way that I have been forced to see that, Satan will literally try to convince you that he cares for your soul and he cares for your this and that. And so, like, also, he tries to convince you that he cares for you by getting you to do things that hurt your spirit, that by getting you to do things that will have you ending up in the pits of hell. Like, this is, so again, hopefully this is clear. Obviously, I'm a little excited or whatever. So I'm trying to be as clear as I can, but like just the way that Satan will, first of all, convince you that the way that you are disobeying God or whatever. And again, this is Satan. So Satan tries to convince you that you disobeying God is a good thing, and Satan tries to convince you that oh God doesn't this and God that. And, even with the situation I'm going through, and, oh, well, Whitney, we've been demonically raping you, and where is God, and all of this stuff. And obviously I ignore all that stuff, right? But I'm going to use this as an example because, unfortunately it popped up on my YouTube feed earlier, so I did watch it. But essentially this woman pretty much, killed her husband or whatever. There are a few different things in that video that just were shocking to me. However, let me get to this part of where, like, the crazy thing is her and her daughter, they had both, like, discussed, quote unquote, like demonic energy and demons and stuff, right? And so the crazy thing is the man that they were murdering, they accused him of being the demon, but the ones that were doing the murdering, they were somehow, this is supposedly, they were somehow unable to see how there was a demon inside of them getting them to murder this man or whatever. So the crazy thing is like the wife, and listen, just look, the facts and all the stuff, the lady murdered him, okay? So she murdered him, right? And then, obviously the crazy thing is the cops found out about all this because at first it was just like, they had it where, it was like some of the health issues and stuff that he had because, well, one, he went to the doctors like a couple times or whatever because he was slowly being poisoned. And as you know, the doctors didn't check his blood for any type of poisons or any type of anything. So they pretty much helped him get murdered. Anyway, aside from that, she essentially like, she ended up like, killing herself. So the example I'm trying to point out is the demon used her to literally murder a man. And again, that same demon that was convincing her that, oh, after you kill him, you're going to get all his money and you can be financially free and you can go have freedom and you can go do this and you can, turned around and had her literally take her own life away. So that's essentially like, that's exactly what Satan does with so many people. And it's just like, I don't really know what kind of blinders is happening in the spiritual realm. I don't really know why people can't see it or whatever, but it's like, again, and especially like, okay, let's bring up the transgender thing or whatever. Like, there's a person here, and obviously, sometimes I talk to him, and I call him a him. And I have said, of course, I don't really know if it was to him, but I have said several times, I will not be putting a round peg into a square hole. That shit is not going to happen. And excuse my language. Again, I'm excited. But anyway, that's literally what's happening with reality. The devil's got everybody, and not everybody, but the devil's got most people literally putting square pegs into round holes like, oh yeah. And literally convincing so many people that, hell's going to be a party and, where's the weed and where the bitches at? And oh my God, where's the mollies and where's the meth that we could smoke and all of this stuff. And that's not how it's going to be at all. So it's just wild to me that this is happening. So, okay, so let's go back just a little tiny bit to the sermon that I watched that was called Gay is the New World Order. And so in this sermon, right, there is I believe it was called the Homosexual Manifesto, which is, I think it was like from the 80s or whatever. And again, the amount of stuff that they had on there that literally is true today is absolutely crazy to me. Like, and so this is why I'm pretty much on here again, I don't know, just sharing, I suppose. Just some of the things that have been, on our mind and, that we have been dealing with or whatever. And so, the crazy thing is like in this homosexual manifesto, there was literally something about how like, if the straight people like, disagreed with them or whatever, and again, please notice the Satanism in this. So if the straight people did not agree to the gay people's lifestyles or whatever, then, the gay people, pretty much would do all of these like despicable things to them and essentially, unalive them in despicable ways, and then like even do something like to their unalive bodies or whatever. Like I really do encourage people to go watch this sermon. And anyway, the crazy thing is like after they said how the gay people, right, would commit all this violence, it was the straight people who didn't agree to that shit, who didn't agree to like the gay lifestyles. It was the straight people who were the violent ones. And so even when I saw that, I was like, what kind of bass awkward shit is this? So I'm violent, but you just murdered me. That is really, I promise, that really is like the type of mindset that is like going around or whatever. So it is wild, 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 wild. So again, I just came on here to share this stuff. And I also did want to add, there's not a single vagina or penis in the world that anybody anywhere should be willing to go to hell for. Like, it is crazy to me, again, because so many people are in this whole abuse is love bullshit. So as long as I have somebody to have sex with, and as long as I have this or that, well, then everything will be all right. And yet you completely neglect your spiritual state and your soul and stuff like that. So there isn't a single vagina or penis in the world that is worth burning in hell for. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care how beautiful she looks. I don't care how much money they got. I don't give it an F if, just like Satan, they can offer you every single thing in the world. It's literally not worth burning in hell for. So again, I have to keep, stating these things with all of the wonderful stuff that I'm going through or whatever. And of course, it's not wonderful. So I do need to speak correctly because, obviously demonic activity is not wonderful. And, also, I guess this is sort of kind of a side note, but, the whole, we are our own God thing that is going on or whatever. Question two, and again, this is if, it makes it to these people who, and again, even had me wrapped up in that whole, I'm a God and I'm a this and I'm all this stuff or whatever. So, my thing is one, while I do understand that with Christ, I can indeed overcome this situation, and without Christ, it's just not going to happen or whatever. So therefore, like, me saying I'm a God is not going to do anything for the demonic situation that is happening. Me saying I'm a God is not enough to get these demonic entities to stop raping me or whatever. So my question to these people who are gods, my thing is well, one, if you're a God, why is there so much demonic activity going on in the spiritual realm? And then I know this is when maybe when you'll say, well, I'm not the big God. Okay, well, don't say you're a God. Especially if you're incapable of binding up demonic entities that rape people. If you're incapable of binding up even, by the way, like, actual human beings use their astral bodies to also rape people and stuff like that. But if you're incapable of, first of all, seeing this stuff in the spiritual realm, and you're incapable of binding these things up to assist your brothers and sisters in the good fight, then don't say that you're a God. And also, I wanted to mention to the melanated people who keep, all these false claims that the Bible is the white man's religion and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The devil don't give a shit what color you are. So, I don't really know where that whole, it came from Satan, so never mind. Because that's the only place it came from. Having all these melanated people think that that it's the white man's religion or whatever it is, and it's like, and yet, and again, I just don't really feel like going into it, but it's like, yet, and again, or whatever, when the Bible is speaking of the Israelites, and all these, other things or whatever, at times it's talking about melanated people. So I'm not really sure how it became the white man's religion. And that my thing is yet some of y'all will still use it anyway for your own purposes. So it's crazy. And again, like, y'all will use it in a metaphysical way or whatever, but it's like, you never do ask God, when is the Bible being literal? You never do ask God if hell is real. And my thing is for these people claiming that hell isn't real, haven't you been through hell in your own life? At some point in time, didn't you go through hell? And my thing is that was a spiritual experience. And again, yes, it was also manifesting in your physical life, but it was initiated spiritually. So it's like all these people talk about hell isn't real. And then, but, then they'll want to say, well, I've been through hell before. Okay, so it can actually be both. So hell is indeed real, and Satan is indeed real, and he is indeed trying to get as many souls to hell with him as he can because he enjoys trying to hurt God. And so his number one way to hurt God is to hurt God's children. So again, I just hope that, oh God, that somebody listens to this. I'm sorry, somebody just popped up out of nowhere. Anyway, just praying that anybody anywhere listens to this and, take something helpful from it and, does the best they can to follow Christ and do the things that Christ says, no matter what's going on, no matter what the situation looks like, no matter what is happening in their physical life or their spiritual life. So, I don't know, word to the wise and, peace, fam.